The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio for this 28th day of November. And Bob, how's it going?
Doing well.
Doing well?
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. We got guests in here this morning. We've got Donnie Ray in here. We got Stephen Crane in here from the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. They got a big event coming up tonight. Tell us all about it, guys. Donnie, Stephen, which one?
What we're going to do tonight, we're having a softball game. We've had it a couple years. It's called Guns and Hoses. It's the firemen against the law enforcement. We have a good time. We enjoy it about as much as the people do coming out watching us. But what we're going to do, we changed it up a little bit this year. This year we're going to do a 5-inning Chicago-style softball. We're going to do a 5-inning kickball game, and then we're going to finish up with a dodgeball game. And the best 2 out of 3 wins it between the firemen and law enforcement.
Man, that is something else. And Chicago-style softball, we were talking about it before we went on the air. Hadn't heard of it before. Tell us how it works.
What Chicago-style softball is, it's actually a 16-inch softball. I know the men's softball is 12 inches, and I think the girls is 11 or 10. This is actually a 16-inch softball, so it's a whole lot bigger for, like we was talking about, the older ones of us can see it.
You can see it, huh?
Yes,
and you say it's softer than a normal
yes,
softball.
Yes, sir. You could actually, after the first or second inning, you can actually take your glove off and catch it with your bare hands.
So it's a big old 16-inch softball. And
yes,
so being that big and a little bit soft, it doesn't go that as far as a regular softball.
Correct.
Does it?
Correct.
And y'all are playing on what field tonight?
We'll be on the Ben Park field at Bill Marsh Park. It's the 200-foot where they play Little League and all that at.
Okay, and what time does that game begin?
The game is at 6.
The game is at 6 for the softball game between the law enforcement here in Wayne County and also against the firemen here in Wayne County.
Yes.
And then, Stephen, what's going to happen after the softball game?
Well, we're going to do a 50-50 raffle that we've already been selling tickets for. I think what we're up to almost $300.
Close to it, yeah.
Close to $300 already, and expect to sell more tickets tonight at the game. And the only entry fee to get into the game tonight to watch this is a new unwrapped toy for the toy drive.
For the toy drive. So you bring a new unwrapped toy, and that's your admission to the softball game.
Yes.
Then also the dodgeball and the other sport that you're playing.
Right. And we'll also have concessions out there at the field. Those will be provided by the Martha Puckett Middle School FFA. They're going to come out and open up concession stands and sell some food to make some money for them.
Okay. So once again, Donnie, you're playing softball first.
Softball first, 5-inning softball, a 5-inning kickball, and then we'll finish up with a dodgeball.
And you did say the EMTs are going to be out there in case there's pulled muscles or other items that might happen like they did last year. So,
correct.
Y'all gonna be protected by the folks who look after the health of folks here in Wayne County.
And I have to say the law enforcement and fire department, anytime we ask them to do something like this, we always have overwhelming want to participate and all. They want to get jerseys. They want to go all out for it. So I hope we have people come out. It's going to be a little bit chilly now, so dress for the weather and come out and enjoy it because it's going to be fun.
Hoses versus the gun. The firemen, fire people, persons against the law enforcement persons, people. Tonight is a charity fundraiser. Basically, it's a toy raiser.
Yes.
You're wanting toys to come in for the toy drive. Bring a brand new toy unwrapped when you go through the gate there. Softball game begins at 6, then followed by the kickball. All that's going to be held right there at the same complex?
Right, the same complex, yes, sir.
The kickball and then the dodgeball.
Yes.
Okay.
And the exchange clubs are going to be the ones out there picking up the presents. That's a part of their fundraiser they're trying to do. They're going to be out there doing the presents for us, and like you said, the FFA will be out there doing concessions. That's why we do stuff like this, to give back to the community. It's just our little bit, like I said, for firemen and policemen to give back, because everybody, like we had that lunch another day for us, so just a little bit we can give back to them.
Okay, all right. Is there any smack talking going on between the firemen and the law enforcement that comes up to this competition?
Pretty regular, yes. Pretty regular.
Pretty regular smack talk going on.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we all one big team, so
Yeah, that's right.
we really enjoy it. We have fun together.
You got to have fun. When you're out
We
there
do.
having a good time, getting those toys in there so the kids here in Wayne County who need them will get them.
Yes, sir.
And that's just a great event that the law enforcement and fire department here in Wayne County are doing. Friendly competition between each other. Remember, folks, it's firemen, lawmen, it's friendly competition,
right.
okay? Especially when you're throwing that dodgeball.
Matter of fact, my phone showed me this morning, we had an event 11 years ago today. We had a football game between the firemen and policemen.
Oh, that's
Had a
right.
flag
Y'all used to
football.
have
11 years,
all
we
those.
did.
Yeah.
Popped
Yeah,
up on
you
my
should-
phone this morning as a memory.
Is a memory, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great. It's going to be at Ben Park Complex there at Bill Morris Park starting at 6, and just bring a brand new unwrapped toy. Watch all the friendly competition between the firemen and the law enforcement and the fire department, and just have a good old time
Yes, sir.
and dress warmly.
That's right.
Dress warmly. Bob, questions or comments for Donnie, Ray, or Steven this morning?
This is the event that originally scheduled had to be postponed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It was supposed to be the Thursday before Thanksgiving, the 11th, and we had to postpone it because that day it rained all day long and the fields was in such bad conditions. We knew with our age and everything out on them wet fields wouldn't be good, so we postponed it till today,
Yeah, it was supposed to originally been on the 16th.
16th.
The 16th.
Now, is this the first time that y'all have played Chicago-style ball?
The first time we've done it all three together.
All three together.
And first time you've done all three together,
Yeah,
where
yes,
you're going to have the dodgeball, the kickball, and the softball, the kickball, and the dodgeball.
Yes, sir. In the past, we've done basketball one year, we've done football, the softball, and dodgeball, but this first year we've added the three together, and we're going to throw kickball in there.
Well, good. It sounds like a bunch of fun.
It's going to be.
Going to be.
I mean, just bring those brand new toys unwrapped. It's a toy drive fundraiser tonight, and basically it's a toy raiser. You bring, you all you gotta do is just bring toys.
Yep.
That's it.
And if you want to bring your kids early, we'll be out there early. They can come hang out with us. They can look through our police vehicles, fire trucks, and all that. They're more than welcome to come out early just to hang out with us. We'll probably be there an hour before, so they can come hang out with us and go through our vehicles and see what all we got.
Okay, sounds good. Ought to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it's great that the fire department and the law enforcement here in Wayne County are doing this to get those toys for the kids.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Anything else you need to add?
Think we're good.
All right, that's good. Y'all have a good time tonight and be safe, guys.
Yes, sir.
Play nice. Play nice. As Mom always said, play nice.
I don't know about the dodgeball game. It might get in.
All right. Y'all have a good time.
Thank you, sir.
All right. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. More of the world famous Butch and Bob show in a moment.
Where can you see the wonder upon the face of a child? Adults reminded of hope and God's love for the world at the Walkthrough Living Nativity presented by Omaha Baptist Church. The Living Nativity will take place on Thursday, November the 30th and Friday, December the 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the JC Fairgrounds on Highway 301 North across from Rayonier. The Living Nativity takes you back in time to Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, the Savior of the world. When you visit Bethlehem, you will discover Roman guards on horseback, women, men, and children working in the marketplace, townspeople coming to pay their taxes, live animals, and most importantly, Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus lying in a manger. This free event is for the whole family to enjoy. Please make plans to attend the Living Nativity Thursday, November the 30th and Friday, December the 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the JC Fairgrounds.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup. We continue on with the world famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO. And Bob, as you reported in your local news, that shooting the other day has now turned into a murder case, and the Georgia, the GBI's been involved.
Yep. Man passed away November 21st. He was shot on October 26th. So it's an investigation into a murder. No suspects at this time, but they're asking for people's help. So if anybody knows anything about it, call the police department or call that hotline in Savannah.
Okay, and so it's turned into a murder trial now, and the GBI's involved, and hopefully they'll find out, a suspect.
And they've got another shooting on First Street. They got two shootings they're investigating. They don't have any suspects in.
Okay, another shooting when that occurred on in the last few days.
Occurred on the 21st. The guy that died, the day the guy died. They had a shoot on October 26th. The guy died November 21st. They had another shoot on First Street on November 21st. They've got two shootings that they're looking for suspects.
All right.
So that guy's in stable condition, but the last guy was in stable condition until he passed away. So He was shot multiple times.
Oh, jeez. I hate that.
Hope they find people who's responsible. That's what you hope for.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, it's bad enough somebody's shot, but whoever shot him is still out there. You got 2 people out there. One murdered somebody, and the other guy shot the guy multiple times, and no suspects arrested. So hopefully people will help out.
Yeah, well, the law enforcement, if you have any information about it at all, just give them a call and let them know. Their need leads and tips. I mean, how many crimes have been solved because of people calling in leads and tips about what's going on? And so, if you know anything about it, just give Wayne County Law Enforcement a call. Let them know, and hopefully this will be solved before long. Well, the selection committee will meet tonight, and I guess the prevailing wisdom is that Georgia will stay on top, and Michigan will be too, right?
I would think, that's going to jump Michigan up because of their win over Ohio State. But just looking at this whole thing this weekend, I'm telling you, if you're a Florida State fan, you better hope that Georgia wins that SEC championship game, because I don't see Georgia losing out at the top 4 if they lose that game to Alabama. I think you'll have 2 SEC teams in, and Michigan and the winner of the Washington-Oregon game gets in. FSU gets left out. So I don't see Georgia dropping if they lose that game Saturday. I don't think they're going to lose the game, but even if they lose the game, I don't see the committee not putting Georgia, a 2-time defending national champion with 1 loss, in the Final Four. So if you're an FSU fan or a Oregon fan or Washington fan, you better hope Georgia wins that ball game, because Michigan's going to win. Michigan's in.
Michigan's in. There's not about that. They got it easy.
The winner of the Washington-Oregon game's in.
Right.
I mean, it's just a Pac-12 champion. But if Georgia wins, there's room for 1 more. If Alabama wins, I think Alabama's going to get in, and Georgia's going to get in. They're going to have 2 SEC teams in there. So.
You think Alabama being put in front of Texas if Texas only ends up with one loss?
I think so. I mean, you knock off that's the biggest win of the season. You knock off the number 1 team in the country, the 2-time defending national champion. I think that trumps losing to Texas. That's just me personally.
Okay.
The object is to put the best 4 teams in. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's true. But put the 4 best teams in there. You take a look at their schedules and competition and all that. And also, those guys have got to look at what's going to give us the best TV ratings, too. So
right.
They look at all that.
Be interested to see what the top 4. Like I said, Ohio State's definitely out. FSU got knocked out last week, so we'll see if they put them back in or they put somebody else in. So that's everybody keeps saying FSU's being penalized because they lost their starting quarterback.
Right, because they won't be as competitive against these top-tier teams.
But they went down the swamp, fell behind, and came back strong. So they've got the big title game with Louisville this Saturday, so that'll be a big test for them. But,
it will be a test.
And Louisville just got knocked off in Kentucky.
Which was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Odds makers must like Georgia in this game because the line keeps going up, not down. So it started off at 4, went to 4.5, now it's up to 5.5. So they must think Georgia's going to roll Saturday at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Well, let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. But kickoff is at 4 this Saturday, right?
Saturday at 4. Yep.
The SEC championship game.
Alabama's coming though. I mean, I can't believe they got that play. Everybody's talking about that play.
I can't believe they got that play. They on Fox Sports, our sister station, they've talked about it all day yesterday. That was just, how do you rush? What did you learn from this? You don't rush just 2 people. You can't. When you guys run around out there, and you've got a guy, he's not going to run because he's got such a long way to go. And so he can just sit there and run back and forth, and be, have 4 or 5 people blocking for him until someone comes open. And it wasn't like this guy was wide open. I mean, that ball had to be perfectly thrown right there at the back of the corner of the end zone, and just a beautiful catch, beautiful pass.
I've heard more than one talking head said it was the worst defensive call in the history of the college football. Guy stood back there for 12 seconds.
Yeah,
that's
he was not getting rushed. I mean, they got 2 guys.
I mean, it was
both of them in double team.
4th and 31. You think you send somebody to chase him around?
Yeah.
Even if he ran, he's not running 31.
He's not running that far. You didn't have to worry about him running.
Yeah, so I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
Yep.
It's something they'll be talking about for years and years.
I know they always have those unusual situations in the Iron Bowl.
I watched it, and I still can't believe it.
You still can't believe it.
I was like, what? How did that happen?
Who knows? Who knows how it happened? But it did. And it's like Nick Saban said after the game, they practiced that every single practice, those plays to both corners of the end zone for those kind of situations. And you do that in practice. You have situational practices, certain situations at 4th and 1, 3rd and 2. If you got to go to the end zone, what do you do on a Hail Mary? What do you do on a pass that you've got to have like that? You practice these in every single practice so you don't have to think about it. You just do it.
I would have fired my defense coordinator right after the ball game. That's what I would have. That's absurd. 4th and 31. We don't send any pressure. Don't defend. I mean,
because somebody's going to get open. Eventually, they're going to get open.
It's mind-boggling how that. I mean, great throw, but I just can't believe they gave him all that time. But we'll see how it plays out Saturday. I'll tell you, they're dangerous. They got a good defense. I say,
of course, they got always in the top 3 in the recruiting.
Heard Kirby talk about them. They got a big offensive line. Bill Rose is a tough quarterback, so
and they've only lost one game. That was the beginning of the season before they just selected a quarterback full time.
Should be a heck of a ball game.
Should be. Always is when Georgia and Alabama play each other. Yeah. SEC championship game Saturday, and then you'll have the other championship games on Saturday.
Yeah, there's a pile of them.
Yeah. But next year, we will be talking about who's going to slip in the top 4 because it'll be 12 teams next year for the playoffs.
Yeah, 13 and 14 will be Monday and grown.
Yeah, 13 and they'll be mashing.
I mean, it's just like NCAA basketball. I mean,
it
doesn't matter how many.
You get 64 there, and there's
right.
65 and 60. Well, actually, they do have the 65. 66, 67, 68. What we said, oh, my word, we should have gotten in there.
Yeah. Probably more controversial next year because that 13 and 14 team probably think they're at least in the top 12. It'll probably be more memory.
Well, there'll be 12 in there, and it'll be interesting. Well, how are they going to go from 12 teams down to the championship game? What do they use? Do they use the bowl games? What do they do?
I
do you know?
I don't know how the system.
You have no idea how the system works?
I know there's a bye. I mean, I think the top 2 teams get a bye, but I think they're going to incorporate the bowl games for the playoff system, just like they're doing now. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen
because you can't play all the way to February. You'll be running into the Super Bowl by then. So how long does these games keep going on? Of course, once they get through playing this coming weekend for that, there's really nothing going on for several weeks. So do you start right off the bat, or do you wait until the bowl? What do you do?
You're only talking a couple more weeks, though. Like I said, the top 2 teams get a bye, so 8 teams will play. So.
Because all these big bowl games are not until the end of December.
Right now it goes 4 to 2. Next year it go from 8 to 4 to 2. So done about one more week. That's all you're looking at.
Oh, just one more week?
Yeah.
Just one more week.
Yeah, because the top 2 teams get a bye.
Okay.
So 8 teams will play. And it'll get down to 4.
There've been all kinds of controversy about that. Is that just too much on the bodies of these kids, or whatever the case may be? But it's the same. The NFL, they say, well, it's a lot on their bodies to play all these games, but that's how they make their living. That's their profession.
And they're all getting paid now anyway.
Yeah, they're all getting paid anyway, so it's their profession too, in a sense, in college. I guess they're all getting paid. I don't know, if all of them get paid. Usually the line, especially the offensive line, goes as a unit, for NIL. Other ones have their own little thing.
So all players already announced that they're entering the transfer portal. So, it's all about transferring, buying players, paying players. So
it's like NFL teams. You don't know who's going to show up next year, You don't.
That's where we're at in college football.
It's always about the money, honey. Yeah. Always. Always.
Always.
Always. And so this is all about the money.
That's where we are in college football. Now it's trickling down to high school.
Now, yeah, it is. Yeah. Has any Wayne County players gotten an NIL?
I haven't heard of one. I keep waiting to see who gets the first NIL.
Who gets the first one?
Yeah. Huh? As far as I know, no one signed one yet. So
no NIL in Wayne County yet.
I have to check with the AD, Justin McDonald, see if anybody's got one.
We need to know as soon as that happens, as soon as they ink back deal with whoever it may be.
Yeah. Who's going to ante up the money?
a corporation, a local
Like
business,
business,
whatever
yeah.
the case may be. Yeah. But if you do one, you got to do them all. You know, in a small town like that, you could hurt some feelings. You know, well, why didn't you do my kid? You did that kid. You know, you could get into that situation in a small town, unless it's a regional business or corporation like Sneakers or something like that. You know,
It's coming. I mean, like I said, they've approved it, so we'll see how it all plays out. But be interested to see who transfers from one school to the next, and next year. That's what you got to worry about. That's what I'm worried about.
what in
A talented athlete
in high school?
Yeah, gets lured to a different school. You know, who's
Well,
got
that
more
means
money.
that the parents would have to move permanently to another county, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Town has money. They want a player that bad. They can hook them up.
Good try.
We'll see how. BC's been doing it for years.
BC's been doing it for years. Buford, the University of Buford, they've been doing it for years. They got it down pat in those two places, don't they?
They know how to do it.
Yes, sir. Is.
I was glad to see Buford get beat last weekend. They got knocked out. So
They did, didn't they? I was surprised to see that.
glad.
Yeah, that was really surprising to see that they got knocked out. But they did. And you mentioned that Pierce County is the only local team around here that's hosting this
Right.
coming Friday night in the playoffs.
They're the only team in this area that's hosting. Camden's on the road. BC's on the road. Everybody else on the road. But Pierce is hosting Fitzgerald Friday night over in Blackshear.
Ought to be a great game.
Great game. Good crowd.
Both teams are usually pretty good every single year. And so they'll be hosting down there in Pierce.
I think the Camden game's the Georgia Public TV game.
Okay.
7A.
Boy, it makes a difference when they got their old coach back there. Camden didn't do anything for several years to speak of, and now he's back, and boom, man, they're already the third round of state playoffs.
Yeah, we played them in a 7-on-7 this year. They had that padded camp down there. Went down and talked to Coach Harron. He was glad to be back. I said, I'm sure they're glad to have you back.
Yeah, because they were powerful for all those years, a powerhouse for all those years, and they went downhill for several years, and now he's back and they're back.
Just a great guy. Fun to talk to. Excellent coach. But they won a big game, knocked off the defending state champion last week. So but they're on the road this week, so we see how it all plays out. But I think that's the Georgia Public TV game. Next week, all the games will be
All
on
the game will
television.
be on, next week.
Wrestling starts today.
Wayne County High School Wrestling, huh?
And they're doing it at the high school gym, which is something they don't normally do. So get a chance to come out to the gym today at 5 o'clock. The wrestlers will have their
Why do they
start
normally do it at the high school gym?
They don't normally play. They normally go to that other gym. This is the first time they're wrestling in the high school gym.
Oh, wow. You think that Wayne County High School wrestlers wrestle in Wayne County High School?
They normally got basketball practice.
Oh, you
stuff
got
like that.
basketball practice and stuff going on. I see.
Right.
That makes sense.
But they're having it in the high school gym today. So
Do they normally have it over there at James E. Bacon?
I'm not sure.
or one of the middle
it's one of
schools,
the
or-
others. I can't
Okay.
remember where it's at. It's one. I want to say. If I say it, I'll get it.
You'll
wrong.
say you'll get it wrong. So it's just one of the other ones.
It's not.
It's not Wayne County High
it's
School.
not-
That you know.
yeah, it's not been at the high school gym.
But the
today,
matches will be today.
Is right. So
And it starts at, do you remember the time?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, Wayne County High School Wrestling. Go out there and see the matters.
And congrats to the esports team. Their playoffs began yesterday. The varsity team won, so they're back in action Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So
Have you ever watched that? What games do they play?
it's a computer guys game.
I know it's computer.
It's way over my head. So
I know, but what kind of games? You don't have to be.
I don't know. Maybe
technically-
maybe they sink battleships. I don't know. Remember that old battleship?
Yeah, the
game?
battleship game. You know, put the little. I even have an electronic battleship game, which is fun.
We used to get Robert Patton in there to talk about it. So we need.
We need to get Robert back here and
charge,
talk
right.
about it.
He's
You know,
in charge
what kind of
that.
games do they play? Do they play just regular games? Do they play sports games? Or do they? More than likely, they probably play just regular online games.
I just know it's a computerized competition, but that's way over my head. I have no idea.
Okay.
I
Well,
just know they won yesterday.
is it some of the most popular games? Is it just sports games? I mean, it's sports,
Right.
but it doesn't have to be sports per se.
Yeah,
It is a sport, but it doesn't have to be sport game.
Robert Patton's got those answers.
Robert Patton. We need Robert Patton back in here to explain it to us.
Talk. Yeah.
Yeah, explain it to us. We need some explaining
You
going
can
on.
probably explain it to me. I still won't understand.
No, we're not talking about how it works, just what they do, you know? What kind of games? This game, this game, this game, this game. And when they do the competitions, is it all online with their internet? These teams don't come into town, do they?
Yeah, right.
It's all done online.
Yeah, it's all online. Yeah.
It's like you can go to different establishments here in Wayne County and throw darts against people all around the country. Dartboards,
really?
yeah, the dartboards are hooked up to the internet. You can have tournaments against each other. You can have one-on-ones. You could be playing one-on-one against someone from Kansas City or New York City or El Paso, Texas.
Maybe Travis Kelsey's on there playing with his girlfriend Taylor Swift.
What, in darts?
I don't know. He said Kansas City, so I don't know.
Anywhere you can play, anywhere you can hook up, and you can have one team here play another team. You have solo matches, whatever the case may be. So I guess that's the same way they do in the esports there at Wayne County High School. You just play online.
We mentioned Dolly Parton, her rock album. I picked up the rock album over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
It's excellent. Yeah,
it's excellent. You like Dolly Parton singing rock? Of course, she's got all those famous artists on there with her. That makes it right there.
It's really good. It's a two CD set.
Okay.
30 songs.
30 songs with Dolly rocking away, huh?
Excellent. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, her singing "We Will Rock You." All right, Bob, you have a good day.
Okay.
All right, the world famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, brought to you by Connection Coffee and Creamery, Murphy Builder Supply, O'Quinn and Associates, First Southern Bank, and Van's Barbecue.